Evening, welcome to the Derby debrief from RamsTV, live from Pride Park Stadium. Owen Bradley with former Derby captain Shaun Barker alongside. Derby played their first home game in almost a month tonight and came out of it with a victory. Their second home win of the season, 2-0 over Exeter. Nathaniel Mendez-Laing and Connor Washington with the goals. Truth is, it could have been a lot more. Derby with nearly 30 shots on goal. I don't think Joe Wildsmith really had a save to make. You'll get thoughts from the Derby camp shortly. We'll pick through the big moments with Barks as always. Did Derby deserve that tonight?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. For me, as accomplished and polished performance as we've seen this season, I think we've been away from home and done what we've needed to do away from home. Blackpool was a real standout, but from the moment, from the first whistle to the last, I thought we dominated. We had chances. We had complete control of the game, bar maybe a 5-10 minute spell. There were more men forward up the pitch. Fullbacks were joining in every opportunity. There was a composure to play through the pitch as well as going forward quickly. The only thing I was worried about in the first 20-25 minutes is we were on the front foot and getting into the dangerous areas without creating too many chances. But the second half, there was chance after chance. The players came off the bench to make an impact. Max Bird completely ran the midfield. Nathaniel Mendez-Laing looked like Nathaniel Mendez-Laing at his best. Everything you needed to come together when there was a bit of pressure, when there was a bit of expectation out there, they absolutely delivered.
Because there was, pressure tonight. There was expectation tonight. There's a bit of a strange feeling almost around Pride Park before kick-off.
There was, and that's been built up from the start of the season, not having consistent performances and consistent results at Pride Park. Ignore the away performance because that's generally been good. We've had positive results and positive performance away from home.
And the vast majority haven't seen that, of course.
Correct. So, and also there's an expectation when you're at home, when you're playing for a club like Derby County, it's not necessarily to win every game, but there's an expectancy to perform, to entice the crowd into anticipation of what's going to happen next. We want goals, we want kind of to celebrate with the players, and you get that by scoring goals and being positive. And I think the mindset was we have to deliver. We have to deliver, and they did. And it was because we were braver to go forward. We were braver to put numbers forward. Our transitions when we lost the ball, especially in key areas, was so much better than I've seen. To get back behind the ball, to make tackles. Max Bird was outstanding at it. Nathaniel Mendez-Laing is as good as I've seen. If he loses it, to recover back into shape. Wilson grew in the game. So I said before, I feel like we're not far wrong, but there hasn't been enough good times here at Pride Park. Today was a good time. Now it's about kicking on because we've set the platform, we've set the precedent. This is what we expect. It felt like a Paul Warne side for the first time at home this season, and that's a great thing because we've got the players to compete, we've got the team to compete in this division, and hopefully that just sets us a stall on.
More from Shaun Barker in a moment. Let's hear some thoughts from the camp. Here's assistant boss Richie Barker.
Absolutely excellent. They did everything that we'd asked of them. In fairness, they probably did a few of the things that was missing at the weekend that we talked about, and totally dominated the game. The stats will tell you that, the scoreline will tell you that, and in fairness, I'd like to stand here and tell you it was 3-0 because obviously there was a slight error that cost Nat another goal. So I thought the lads, every one of them, the ones that started, the one that came on, I thought they were excellent.
Particularly bright start, and I'm sure you've stressed the importance of starting the game well. First 20 minutes you were very good. Yeah,
I thought they were as good as we've probably been for a good few weeks really, and obviously a bit disappointed that we didn't use the start for to get the goal up, and then we lost our way for probably 5 or 10 minutes by, if I'm being brutally honest, going away from what had made us successful. But then obviously we got back on, and from then on I don't really remember them having a shot.
Did you have to get the message on after that 5 minute spell in the first half to go back to what you were doing effectively?
Yeah, something happened. I can't remember what it was. There was a stoppage in play. I'm not sure if it was an injury or something. And we talked about it, but then reiterated it again at half time. And I thought, again, some of the football in the second half in terms of where they moved the ball about quickly, counter-attacking, getting up the pitch. I thought it was a performance that deserved more goals, really.
Pleased for Connor Washington, took his goal well?
Yeah, I am, yeah. Obviously, we need goals from all over the pitch, but he did took it really well, and it will give him a real boost in confidence. Obviously, he's been in and out of the team, as one or two others have, but I'm sure it'll do him the world of good.
Is that a marker you can use now to say this sort of performance will win you games and we can build from here?
Yeah, I don't think it's anything that we didn't know before, really. And, I think it's, what was that now, 1 defeat in 9 or 10 or something in League and Cup. So it's not something that they didn't know. It's just something that at times we haven't been able to replicate on a regular basis. And if I'm being brutally honest, we were in relatively decent form before the international break, and we probably could have done without that, really. And then all of a sudden we've had to start again. So, but we're getting the players back fit. You look at the lads who are coming back who can't get on the bench at the minute. We've got good competition for places, good opportunities. We changed 4, I think, tonight, which enabled us to obviously have fresh legs. And hopefully now that will continue in the next few weeks.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Richie Barker there, more thoughts from the camp are coming up. Let's talk about a couple of the stand-up performers tonight. Nathaniel Mendez-Laing, your pick for player of the match. You've said already, got his goal, probably his best performance of the season?
Without a shadow. He grew into the game. He didn't start particularly any brighter than anyone else, but as the game grew and as there was more space, he just looked more of a threat. He looked confident, he looked refreshed. And I said on commentary, I think maybe that little bit of respite from coming out for a game has done him a world of good. It's not just the physical, but it can be draining mentally time and time again.
And you've been away with Guatemala as well, we should say.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's the physical, that's the kind of, you don't get a break from football. It's important that you do, just to reset your mind and feel refreshed coming into a game. And the amount of players that I've known that just felt better for maybe getting dropped when they're not playing particularly well or having a bit of respite and then coming back into it, it felt like that for Nathaniel Mendez-Laing today. So really positive. I've got to mention Max Bird, I thought was outstanding in the middle of midfield. It could have been the pair of them. He bossed it from the moment the game kicked off. His desire to get on the ball, the little bits of cute interchange, the forward runs, the desire to compete. It was an all-round midfield performance from him as well. But there was a handful of players that were all exceptional, and that naturally makes a huge difference to your team performance.
Mendez-Laing should have had a second, of course. I mean, he did have a second. He put the ball in the back of the net. Offside flag goes up. We've seen the replay. We've seen the still. He's blatantly onside. I suppose the bigger picture is that Derby went and got the second goal, and ultimately the error from the officials didn't matter.
It didn't. It would have been nice for him. It would have been nice to get that second a little bit earlier. It felt like it was coming in the second half, and my concern was you get the goal and then after 5-10 minutes of that second half you start sitting back, you allow Exeter back into the game, but we didn't. We stayed on the front foot. The players that came on off the bench made a difference. Obviously Wash gets his goal as well. It was coming, and it was thoroughly deserved, and they could have had 3 or 4. It was such a dominant display, and it was relentless. Again, there was 5 minutes in that first half where we just dropped that standard a little bit, but it was relentless to go forward, to make positive runs, to make an impact in that final third. It was just that the quality was better in the second half, and they had a few chances, could have been more, but an all-round performance, exactly what we needed. And
there's been a theme throughout the season when Derby have got positive results, their bench has made an impact, and I guess Conor Washington in particular is the man that makes the impact today with his goal.
He does. Box was bright again. I think you had the option of bringing players onto the pitch to make a difference, and I'm pleased for Wash because he makes selfless runs, he makes positive runs in behind. He's obviously been a big hit with Paul at Rotherham, and he knows what quality he has and possesses. He just hasn't quite hit the ground running, along with a few players that have been recruited in the summer. Some of that's down to injury, some of it's down to form, some of it's just about breaking through and get your opportunities. But pleased for him to get a goal. It was a great goal as well, started from Fozzie on that left-hand side. So our strength compared to anyone else in this division is the depth of our squad and the quality of our squad. And it's important that those that aren't playing don't show the disappointment and the frustrations, that they wait patiently, they go on the bench waiting for their chance to make an impact, and today they did that.
Conor Washington now scored in both of his appearances against Exeter, scored against them for Newport as well in League Two, getting on for a decade ago now. Derby scoring twice tonight, clean sheet as well. Let's hear from one of the back four, Curtis Nelson.
Yeah, definitely. 3 points, clean sheet. Can't ask for much more in front of the home fans on a Tuesday night.
Did you feel that maybe not owe them a performance, but you really wanted to get something at Pride Park tonight?
Yeah, definitely. We owed them a performance, especially after not getting the result we wanted to on Saturday. So, it was important tonight, and like you said there, put the performance in and got the result.
You seemed to start the game really well. Was that the message that you left the dressing room with?
Yeah, that's yeah, we go out with that message every week. Obviously, there's another team trying to stop us from being that way, but I think we did start the game well, and it helped us build into it.
And helps when you get goals at good moments, and Nathaniel Mendes-Lang took his really well.
Yeah, Natty was brilliant tonight. Looked really sharp. I think throughout he was obviously blew up at the end, but he'll be fine for Saturday, I'm sure. So yeah, really pleased for him.
How comfortable did you feel defensively that the unit, the four of you?
I wouldn't say I'd ever feel comfortable on the pitch, unless we like literally no one to mark. But now it's pleasing to get a clean sheet, which is the main thing. Helps build like a fortress mentality, I guess, at home. So yeah, really pleased with that.
You seem to have settled really well. Ryan being alongside you seems to have settled in really well too now.
Yeah, no, Ryan's brilliant. Played against him quite a few times, so it's quite easy kind of getting to know him and chatting or whatever. And Cash and whoever I played with at the back has been really good. So yeah, there's a lot of players in this squad. There's a very good squad that we've got. Personally, I think so. It's important that everyone is on song every game that we play, just to make sure that you keep your shirt.
Saturday was a setback, obviously. You're back on track tonight. How do you go forward now and build on this?
I think, like you said there, we just have to build on it. I'm going to Stevenage on Saturday, so I think that's the main message that will be kind of echoed around the training ground this next few days, and obviously we spoke about it in the changing room. So yeah, it's important that we do go forward and try and go for the performance and the 3 points on Saturday.
There is Curtis Nelson. Results from League One tonight. The top two both drop points. Portsmouth, the leaders, failing to win at Cambridge, and a defeat for Oxford away at Wigan, who are once again starting to show signs of life. But Barnsley, leading the chasing pack, they got a victory. Blackpool held on to beat Cheltenham as well, who did stage a little bit of a fight back. Peterborough winning at Port Vale, and Bolton led 2-0, pegged back to 2-2. Two late goals mean that they get the 3 points over Wycombe. We should mention Stevenage too. Derby's opponents at the weekend led for quite a while at Bristol Rovers, but a certain Chris Martin equalised for the home side to deny Stevenage a win tonight. So here's how the top of the League One table looks. It'll be 7th against 8th at the weekend, and the first ever competitive meeting between Stevenage and Derby as the Rams climb a couple of spots in the table tonight. Portsmouth, Oxford still lead the way, and as I mentioned, the 4 playoff teams all winning this evening. Derby with a game in hand on still a good number of the teams above them in the table. 6th successive defeat for Exeter tonight. They don't slip any places in the table, but a few of the teams below them get a little bit closer, notably Wigan, who got their victory this evening. Cheltenham and Reading looking out of it toward the bottom. And that's all from us for now. Busy stretch of games coming up for the Rams, of course. They're back in action on Saturday, and we'll be with you for that one at Stevenage as well. If you want anything else between now and then, it'll be on the website for you, dcfc.co.uk. For now, from me, Barks, and the RamsTV team, bye-bye.